Om Shanti, Madhuban Murli, 2023, September 2. Essence. Sweet children, your lights have now ignited. For the light to ignite means that there are now the omen of Jupiter. When there are the omen of Jupiter, you become the master of the world. Question. What is the speciality of every home in the golden age? What has every home become in the iron age? Answer. In the golden age there is happiness in every home. The light of everyone is ignited. In the iron age there is sorrow and worry in every home. There is darkness in every home. The light of souls have been extinguished. The Father has come to ignite everyone's light with his one light. Through his there will be Diwali in every home. Song. Mother, O Mother, you are the best star of fortune of all. Details. Om Shanti. You children heard praise of the mother. In fact, this is praise of only one. Nevertheless, it is someone who makes the mother into the world mother Jagadamba, and someone else who gives birth to her. Who gave birth to such a mother? It would be said, the purifier, the supreme soul, Shiva, gave her birth. So then, the praise is of the one ocean of knowledge, the purifier, the supreme father, the supreme soul, Shiv Baba. He sits here and explains to you children the secret of himself and of the beginning, middle and end of his one creation, and the secret of making impure one pure. You children understand that at this time it is an impure kingdom which is called the kingdom of Ravan. Dasara is now coming. It has been explained that all of those festivals are of blind faith. There are no such thing as Ravan as Lanka. Ceylon is called Lanka. They saw monkeys building a bridge across the sea. In fact, all of those are tall stories. It is not that there was a Ravan with 10 heads who ruled Lanka. If that were the case, they should burn his effigy in Lanka. The system of burning Ravan is only in Bharat. They do not burn in his effigy anywhere else. They only write about it in the newspaper here too. The Maharaja of Mysore celebrates this festival the most. Perhaps he has a lot of love for all of those tall stories. It is the duty of you children to explain them. An effigy of an enemy is made and burnt. Previously, they used to make an effigy of Hitler and burn that. Many people have enemies. Whose enemies was Ravan's? He was the enemy of the people of Bharat. However, an enemy is burnt once. There is not anyone who makes an effigy of this enemy every year and burns it. They make an effigy of their enemy, but they do not burn that every year. Who is that Ravan whose effigy with 10 heads have been created and then burnt in Bharat for a long time? When did he become your enemy? He does not even die. Will he eventually die, or will he always live? You children know that Bharat was pure and that it was Ravan that made Bharat impure. It is now the kingdom of Ravan. If there had been a king of Lanka, there must also have been a queen. You do not believe in those things. People do not understand anything about whether Ravan is still living or not. He is still living, and yet they create an effigy of him and burn that. Once he had been burned, what happened then? They continue to burn it every year, and so you children should explain to them. Those who become the senior of the committee, such as the Maharaja of Mysore, celebrate this festival a lot. They even invite foreigners to come and watch it. They believe that such things did perhaps happen. However, nothing like that ever happened. They create plays. They even create a play about Ravan. Therefore, you have to explain about this Ravan. This is something very important. You are now sitting in the kingdom of Ravan. The impure world is called the kingdom of Ravan. The secret of the kingdom of Rama and the kingdom of Ravan have been explained to you. The 5 vices are called Ravan. It is not anyone else. You have understood that Ravan's kingdom is now in Bharat. It is only in Bharat that they celebrate Dasara and Deepmala, etc. So you have to explain that if Ravan is living, it is Ravan's kingdom. Ravan is the one who makes people impure. You know that the 5 vices which are now omnipresent are called Ravan. The picture of Ravan were also made previously at Dasara, but also have to write a date, etc. on them. At this time, the impure being is destroyed and the pure established. You are becoming pure from impure. When you have become pure, the community of Ravan will be set on fire. When Ravan is destroyed, there would not be any need to create effigy in the golden age. Everyone will have become pure. When souls had the power of their Satopradhan stage, they were ignited lights. When they become impure, those lights were extinguished. Souls have become impure and do not have the strength to fly. Souls have become ironized due to the 5 vices. This definitely has to be explained. It is the one Father who awakens souls. Everyone says that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, the form of light, God will come. You souls are form of light, and the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is also a form of light. The lights of you souls have been extinguished. Only a little light now remains. When a person dies, people keep an earthen lamp burning for that soul day and night. They look after that lamp very carefully. When the oil is used up, they pour in more oil. It is the same with soul too. The Father comes and ignite everyone's light with knowledge. For how long would an ignited lamp last? They burn it at night and then continue to pour oil into it. Your lights are now igniting. By gradually being ignited, they will become fully ignited. It takes 5,000 years for the lights to go out, and then the Father comes and pour oil into you. Your lights are now being ignited, and then your degree will later gradually continue to decrease. The lights will become dim. You know that your light are now beginning ignited, and then in the golden age, there will be light in every home. This only refers to Bharat. Now there is darkness in every home. There is no happiness. You know that in the golden and silver age, you were very happy and that you used to celebrate in happiness. Everyone's light remained ignited and it then decreased little by little. At this time it is completely dim. There is yellow mixed into it. The Father comes and pours in the oil of knowledge through which you become ignited light. Your eyes of knowledge are being opened. You know that your body have now completely finished. There are the omens of Rahu. How long does it take for you to become ugly? From the start, you decline little by little, and then so as soon as Maya enters, you become very ugly. There are now the omens of Rahu over you. The most ever omens are those of Rahu. There are now the omens of Jupiter because you are now making effort with the Lord of the tree, the Guru, in order to become the master of the world. He is the imperishable Guru. Whose? The imperishable souls. Those human beings do not become Guru of souls. They become Guru of human beings. The Father has now come and become the Guru of you souls. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul is the Lord of the tree. You understand that? You now have the omens of Jupiter over you. You are to become the master of heaven. There is imperishable happiness, but you have to make effort for that at this time so that you become the emperors and empresses of the land of happiness. Everyone's effort are then one. This is the Patasala of Rudra Shiva. He is the ocean of knowledge. You are studying in his school. God speaks. I teach you Raj Yoga. I am the imperishable father of imperishable souls. One is a physical father and the other is the spiritual father. You have to show the contrast between the two fathers. When do you meet the spiritual father, whom all the spirit remember on the path of devotion? A physical father is perishable. Souls are not perishable. You know that you have been changed your physical father for birth after birth. A child cannot be born without a father. You children have now received broad and unlimited intellects. You can understand from when it is that you become those with two fathers. In the golden age, there is the one physical father and you only remember him. There is no need for souls to remember that spiritual father. In the golden age, souls only have the one physical father. There you receive beautiful bodies. You experience a reward. This is why you do not remember the father there. So you have to explain that on the path of devotion. There are you perishable physical fathers. They are different ones in every birth. You souls are imperishable. You remember the imperishable Father. You even say the Supreme Father is the Father who lives in the Supreme Ever. A physical father would never be called the Supreme Father. It is most essential to explain the secret of the two fathers. You also have to explain the secret of Ravan. It is now the kingdom of Ravan. That is an impure kingdom. This is why they call out to the purifier father. He is the imperishable father. You definitely have to prove the two father. Souls have the father. So this is why you remember the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul from beyond. In every birth you receive you really different physical parents, but Nevertheless, you definitely remember the spiritual father. He never changed. The father also says, you truly used to remember me and say, O Supreme Father, O Supreme Soul, for how long do you have to remember the Father? And when do you meet the Father? You have now understood this. When it is the end of devotion, the Father has to come and give the devotee the fruit of their devotion. The Father has explained, I give all the devotee liberation and liberation in life. You know that there is just the one religion in the golden age, that is called oneness. That said that all should unite and become one. However, all religions cannot become one. When there is one kingdom, there is purity, happiness and peace. There definitely was the kingdom of Rama is Bharat. It is now the kingdom of Ravan. This is why they continue to burn Ravan. When you explain the secret of the two fathers, they will quickly understand. There is definitely the imperishable Father. It is only the Father who makes the world new. In the new world, there truly were just the deities, and then that world changed from new to old. You know how many baths you take in the new world? How many baths you take in the old world? It is not half of 84 baths that you take 42 baths in the old world and 42 baths in the new world? No. The lifespan of the people of Bharat is at first 150 years, then 125 years, and it is now worldly 40 to 50 years. It cannot be half and half. There has to be an accurate calculation of 84 baths. The Father says your cycle of 84 baths has now ended. You did not know this. I explain it to you. No one except the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, can explain the secret of 84 baths to you. You listen to the Father and become happy, and you then take effort for the new world. You children have to prove and tell others that you are now claiming your unlimited inheritance from the unlimited Father from beyond. That Father only comes when he has to establish heaven. He is called Heavenly God. The Father, when a new home has been built, the old one is demolished. It is written that there is establishment and then destruction. When establishment has taken place, destruction will take place. It is the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, who carries out this establishment through Brahma. Baba has also explained that the residents of the subtle region cannot be called Prajapita, the father of humanity. There are no people there, and so surely Prajapita Brahma has to exit here. He will then become angelic and complete. That one in the subtle region in angelic, the physical one is definitely needed so that he can then become angelic. Both are now visible. Prajapita Brahma is here and so also in the subtle region. Prajapita is needed here. The children of Prajapita are also definitely here. You have to explain this signification of the two fathers at the exhibition. It is a system that has to be explained to each one individually. How can you explain to everyone there? Solitude is needed to explain to them. There is a lot of chores there. Here it takes you an hour to an hour and a half to explain. It would be very difficult to explain to such a crowd. There are those of all type of religion. Some would say one thing and other would say something else. They would not just sit quietly. You explain that one is a worldly physical father and that the other is the spiritual father from beyond. He is the supreme father, the supreme soul. He is now establishing heaven through Brahma. Destruction of hell is also just hired. This is to be a great war. Truly, this is Raj Yoga and also the Gita Patsala where you attend the kingdom. There is to be a great war. Truly, this is Raj Yoga. Sri Krishna would not be called the father of all souls. The father of souls, the supreme father, the supreme soul says constantly remember me alone. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Pap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children. We should say to the sweet father, namaste, om shanti, shukriya. Essence for dharana. Number 1. Remain a constantly ignited light by pouring the oil of knowledge into yourself. Stay in remembrance of the Father and remove the omens of Rahu. Number 2. Give everyone the recognition of the two Father, the spiritual and the physical, and enable them to claim a right to the unlimited inheritance. Blessing. May you be free from having bodily relationship and while living at home with your family, remain combined with the one Father. Details. If you want to play the part of having a pure household while living at home with your family, remain free from having any bodily relationship. I am a man, this one is a woman. Do not have this consciousness even in your dream. Since souls are brothers, how can there be the consciousness of men and women? The couple is you and the father. The other is just its name for the sect of doing service. It is you and the father who have a combined form. When you move along with this consideration, you will be called a courageous, victorious soul. Slogan. Those who are intense effort maker remain constantly content and happy with the fortune of happiness. Om Shanti, Shukriya, all the best. Thank you.